Hi guys, I'm super excited. I'm just heading off to Zaria Court this evening because UB40 are playing Kigali. So my friends and I, we've all got our tickets and we're going to head over, get some food at Mr. Chip's first, and then, you know, sort of shuffle on into the stadium. Sorry, I don't know why I'm so... But yeah, Ali Campbell and the gang are here, Birmingham represent. Yeah, I haven't been this excited since I saw Shaggy in 2008. That's about how regularly I go out. So yeah, I mean, it's just cool to have like a home band, a homely band, rocking up from the UK. And, you know, I mean, I love these guys. I've listened to them all my life. And yeah, I'm just really excited. But I do wonder how many people in Rwanda. I mean, everybody in Rwanda knows the songs. Like, everybody knows Bring Me Your Cup. Like, everybody. But I don't know how many people know that it was originally UB40. And I don't know how many people know that they're sort of a British band. I don't care. I know, and I'm really happy to be going. So yeah, let's head on down to Zaria Court. So we're stopping off at Zaria Court first to grab some food. There's a Mr. Chips here, I think, and that's Amahoro Stadium over there. So this used to be Quasar Women's Brewery, but now it's Mr. Chips. So just going to grab some food. Bathroom's very nice.
You wanna be like 1 minute of fire, 1 minute of rain, 1 minute of pleasure. Keep on quiet, but it's heavy on the low, 1 minute of passion. Then you want attention, baby, no forgetting I would have for inside. It don't seem like it day alright, nah. Even if not two people jam, it go be like say one tie. 1 minute of fire, 1 minute you fight. Leave me with the pain, 1 minute of tension. Girl, don't even mention, baby, no forgetting I would have for inside. Oh, they feel that one voice, they hear that one voice, they feel that one choice. Now we there for inside.
give up and fall. Rise above the door.
You ready to see some more? Let's see it, y'all.
Search for my strength. I defeat them all. I'm never ever gonna hide no more. I come to love myself again. Yeah. For all the things I didn't know, the pain, the hurt, I let it go. Oh, na 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 na. When all I see
Hi
is
guys, so I've just got home. I've just had such a good night. I'm having a wee little snifter before I go to bed because yeah, there wasn't that much alcohol there, or like we didn't drink before we went in. We ate, but we didn't drink. My friends were a bit amazed, but that was the first time I've ever been to Kigali Stadium, to the BK Stadium. It's been there for a while. I've just never been. I don't know why. But it was so nice. My friend Jo, like a few days ago, she just noticed that UB40 were coming and she's like, can we go? And I'm like, yes. Like, yes. I would have been so bummed if I'd missed that. So it's kind of knocked one off my bucket list, I think, to see Ali Campbell singing Red, Red Wine, Bring Me Your Cup. You know, my favourite is Homely Girl. I love that song. So yeah, that's just kind of like, wow. I would not have expected that in Kigali, and yeah, I'm so glad that we went. We had such a good time, and it was yeah, it was so good. But I think people were a bit confused because, like, when they said UB40 was coming, my first question was, is Ali Campbell coming? And everybody was like, yes, yes, yes. And they sent the picture and it said UB40 featuring Ali Campbell. Now, a lot of my friends didn't know this, but I kind of remembered some of the lore. Is basically UB40 split like around 2008. But the part that I remembered was that they actually went bankrupt, like the manager ran off with all the money or something. That's kind of what I think I remember about the story, but I don't remember the details. But I do remember that they kind of went bankrupt and Ali Campbell had left. So now there are two bands touring. There's UB40, which is the other members of UB40 who are touring, and then there's UB40 featuring Ali Campbell, which is Ali Campbell and friends, you know, other people that he invites on the tour. And I know it sounds awful. I know it sounds really horrible to say this, but it's kind of like Ali Campbell is UB40. You know, it's that voice. And so, you know, he is still touring and his voice is exactly the same. It's like his voice hasn't aged. It sounds exactly the same, like such a clear, sort of very distinctive voice. Like, you know that voice whenever you hear it. And it was just, yeah, it was very, very cool. Like the first set, there were a lot of kind of the oldies, Homely Girl, Bring Me Your Cup, which I kind of thought they'd have left for the end. That kind of strikes me as like an end of night song, you know. I don't know why it does, but so yeah, the first set was the first half was kind of quiet. I mean, it was fun, but I think there were a few people really recognised and a few that, you know, people didn't so much. But the second set, oh my goodness, it kicked off strong. We had Kingston Town, the way you do the things you do. Like, oh my God, people were bopping. And it was really interesting because we got there quite early and it was empty in there. Like, there was not many people. And I was thinking in my head, because, you know, I mean, UB40 is a British band. You know, if you're British, you know UB40. In fact, I might be wrong, but I feel like UB40 relates to the British slip you get for unemployment. So when you're on unemployment benefits, you have your UB40. I feel like that's where that came from. Hold on. I'll look it up later, but I'm fairly sure it's a very British specific kind of name for a band. And I was kind of wondering in the back of my head, you know, people here 100% know the songs, you know, Bring Me Your Cup, Reg Wine, that has been played over and over in places like One Love, in every bar ever. But I kind of wondered how many people actually knew who UB40 were. But it turns out a lot of people know who UB40 are, which is fantastic. Yeah, it was just really nice. There was so many people by the end. Like, I was really worried because like we got in there and there was like nobody. And then by the time the main act came up, it was packed. And there was a couple of DJs to begin with. The first guy was good, DJ Peck. I think he is Burundian, possibly, correct me if I'm wrong. He was good, but the second guy, I think his name is Infinite or Infinity, absolutely got the crowd moving. I mean, just really, his choice of music was... it was really good. I didn't know a lot of the tracks, but they were real. They felt like real kind of a cross between sort of dance hall and modern kind of pop. And it was just, it was really good. And yeah, people got on their feet for that. And then there was a bit of a break between his set finishing and UB40 coming on, and I felt like it was kind of a long break, and in that kind of the energy dropped a bit, which I think is why the first set felt a bit slow, because it took people a while to get going again. And also it's kind of difficult because, you know, I love reggae, I love it, but it's got kind of a rhythmic kind of almost a sort of a lullaby kind of effect. So if you just play reggae all day, you find yourself like the beat is quite continuous, like it doesn't change hugely from song to song, and so you can kind of, it can lull you into a bit of a sleepy state, which is an awful thing to say. But then when like Kingston Town comes on and the way you do things you do, Reg Wine, the things people really know, I mean, everybody, oh my goodness. And his supporting band, their saxophonist, oh wow, that guy raised the roof. Yeah, the saxophonist, and the percussionist was really on it. I mean, like there was his, I think he had like maracas at one point, and then he had like I don't know, he was just like all of these different percussion instruments, and then he sang as well, and it was like, okay. So yeah, very, very talented group of musicians. Yeah, it was really, really good fun. And for me, I'd not been to the BK Arena, and I love it. I'm a fan, I'm a convert. It's really nice in there. It feels like a proper international stadium. So that one I think is a 10,000 seater. And there were a lot of people in there. It was, you know, I'd say 3/4 capacity probably today. I don't know, I felt like it. But and then there's an even bigger one next door to that for the football called Amahoro Stadium, and I haven't been in there since that's been refurbished. I just never go at that end of town, I think, because the traffic is really bad. Like Zaria Court, I would go to more if it wasn't for that traffic. It's like, it's on this junction of like 2 big streets, 3 big streets, and the traffic is just like a jam all the time. So I never think to go out that way just for a drink, because I know it's not going to be fun trying to get in and out. But I would definitely go back for more concerts. I just never really keep an eye on the listings of what's on, but yeah, I mean, yeah, it was really, really good. I'm very happy to have seen that. Also, thank you, Ali Campbell, for coming to Rwanda and performing, because, you know, yeah, it was very, very enjoyable. The only thing I would say, it was a very abrupt ending. Like, I've never been to a concert where this happened, I don't think. It was like an Irish goodbye. So it was like, you know, last song is finished, everybody left the stage, that was it. And the 2 things that kind of freaked me out a bit is usually when you've got an international megastars like UB40 and these big bands, you know, when you've got them, the crowd afterwards will start chanting for more. They'll start chanting for an encore. And immediately after they played their last song, they're like, all right, and good night, and walked off the stage. Everybody started to leave. It was like there was no even attempt at, you know, asking for an encore, because I don't think it's in the culture to do that here. I don't know. I feel like people just, right, that's the end of the song. we're going now. And it's like, I've never seen that before. It's like usually people will chant for an encore until the band come back on and play another couple of songs, and then it's over. You don't just end and that's it. But they ended and that was it. So yeah, it quite quickly became apparent they weren't coming back. I wonder if it's because they had to get a plane out, because apparently they're playing in Barcelona at the weekend. And I wonder if they would just like fly, because they flew in this morning, and I wonder if they were just going straight to the airport to go again. I don't know. But yeah, it's like the most abrupt end to a concert I've ever seen. But it was still fun. It was still really, really good. But yeah, the arena was really, really nice, and sort of walking around the outside of it before you go in, it feels like a proper international kind of arena. And it looks really cool from the outside. Because like Amahoro, it's covered in sort of metal plate imigongo, which is like the traditional art style. It looks really super cool. So yeah, I'll definitely be going back to see that again. And it was nice because when I left, I bumped into some people I haven't seen in a while, and we were chatting and catching up, and yeah, I'm gonna stop going on about. I'm on a bit of a high. I never go out, I don't go and do things. So yeah, I really enjoyed that.